75th Lidl Tour of Austria, the final stage, the fifth stage, a royal sprint to the final from Langenlois to Vienna. And with that fact, welcome everybody in the stream, tuning in from all over the world, and also welcome dear Fabian Costa here again.
Hello, and also warm welcome from my side. Final day, Battle Royale, sprint finish into our capital city of Vienna.
That was an amazing stage for yesterday. 170k from Steyr to Steyr with Chamois crossing the track, and we had an amazing sprint finish by Andrea Baccioli from Lidl track, the famous and legendary Borscheberg, and a back and forth with Gregor Mühlberger and the Lidl track train. And then in the descent towards Steyr, Flamme Rouge, and here we have that finish over the cobblestones all the way into the third biggest city of Austria, with a lucky winner of Lidl track, Andrea Baccioli. And today we are in Langenlois. From Langenlois to Vienna, a bit of shorter stage so far to say, 109k and just 758 meters of elevation gain. Schwingshandel Intralogistics, always up for something new on the stage. Lucky Sports, we have C. Albo Feld am See again earlier today. All that team presentations. Penotti Berdolt singing. So the vibe is good in the peloton.
Yeah, still a lot of energy for the riders on the last day. Hopefully they can use it well for these last 100 kilometers.
Stolk MLV Bau.
Down
Here we
to
are.
5 riders. They lost Tim
Unfortunately,
Waffler.
yeah, we lost Tim Waffler in the third stage. Tyrol KTM Cycling. The under 23 team presented them in an incredible manner so far at the stage.
So did ATT Investments.
Oh yeah.
Piotr Bacala taking over the KOM jersey yesterday. And all aero helmets for Education First Easy Post.
Yeah, that means it is going to be a high-speed stage for sure.
Big Valula also waiting for their stage win in this year's Tour of Austria.
Same like net company Ineos. UAE is still waiting for a stage win. Gregor Mühlberger stays in the GC here, chatting with UAE, chatting with Kevin van Melke, and here the interview with Sam Watson.
Yeah, there's one more stage, so gonna give it a good go.
You think the wind will be a problem?
It could be, for sure, yeah. Yeah, it's a tricky race. It's been designed well. 2 climbs at the start, some crosswind, and then another climb towards the end. For sure, it's going to be full gas because it's short. And yeah, it is windy out there, and pretty open, so it could be chaotic as well.
Could be chaotic as well. Wind is a huge problem today, probably.
Yeah, the wind could be a factor, and we might see some echelons forming on the way to Vienna. So that, in that case, we are in for some super exciting racing.
And Watson from net company Ineos, Andrew August in the red and in the black and white jersey means best rookie rider. Was a bit pissed yesterday in the breakaway. There were some discussions so far to say, and here we have Langenlois, the start in the neutralized zone, and there was Gregor Mühlberger asking if it is possible to make a neutralized stage here as a present for him, wanting to take home the red jersey, but the officials said no, that is not in for discussions.
Yeah, and then we had an early breakaway forming on the first climb right out of the start from Langenlois. And right now we have this 6-man breakaway, including our best Austrian Hofbauer Philipp Lepka from Team Schwingshandel, Václav Jesek from Team Kasper Kryptoformie, and Melvin Joel, Mauro Brenner again in the break, and Konrad Kabok from Poland.
Yeah. From Foster in the team. So again, Mauro Brenner presenting him in each and every stage. Incredible. He's got some good legs too, for sure. And yeah, some time also for waving into the camera. Langenlois. We are here and we're moving from the vineyards here in Langenlois to the ring road in Vienna, where we have that prestigious finish next to that Burg Theater, as it is called. And yeah, predicted or expected finish time between 15:47 until 16:06. Langenlois, known for its incredible wine, but also known for some incredible sports events. Kamtal Trophy, as we heard earlier, and we are in that race here, and it's, as you can see, Costi, the peloton is stretched wide open, even though it is a downhill apart. So it is going to be a full speed stage, exiting Schlittern, which means we had the first KOM in the category 4. Václav Jesek, Philipp Lepka and Philipp Hofbauer.
Yeah, and right now we're in the downhill leading back to Langenlois, where we will have an intermediate sprint coming up very soon. The breakaway, right now they are allowed 1 minute 45 seconds in front of the peloton. So from the get-go they were allowed no more than these 1 minute and 45 seconds. And for sure they will keep them on a shorter leash today.
Shorter leash. Yeah, Lidl track had a pretty nice statement we heard earlier. It is a bit of insider news, but
rumor has it
rumor has it, yeah.
They're in for a high-speed stage today.
They want to go for an average of 55k kilometers per hour, which would lead us to a finish around 3:30-ish.
So they don't want to spend a full work day. They want to try and keep it as short as possible for them.
Yeah, and it is the same picture that we had earlier of that Tour of Austria so far. Again, there are continental teams in that breakaway, and having Philipp Hofbauer as the only Austrian in it with the orange jersey makes it also a bit of a tactical thing for Team Vorarlberg, because we know Team Vorarlberg also has an incredible good sprinter in the Rooster.
Yeah, they actually have two options to go for today. So the first one being Kilian Feuerstein, a very fast rider, former mountain biker. So he has got a great kick in his legs. And also the position 12 yesterday, Giacomo Balabio. I hope I didn't butcher his name.
Giacomo Balabio, yeah, that's right.
He is also their designated sprinter for today.
That is the fifth stage. First stage 180, second stage 180, the third stage was also 178-ish, something like that, and yesterday 170, which sums up at the end at the Vienna Burg Theater 800 plus kilometers and 11,000 meters of elevation gain. And it's pretty unusual to have, probably in my understanding, a stage with 109k all flattish as a finish. And if you want to check out the profile, there is nothing or not much in it. Yeah, and sticking with that, the average speed of right now 40.8. We are probably arriving in Vienna at 4:06.
And the two Austrian teams deciding the sprint between the two of them, Philipp Hofbauer and Philipp Lepka, deciding the sprint for them.
And it was the second going through Langenlois, and now we are off for direction of Kirchberg am Wagram.
We've done 27.2 kilometers so far with an average of 44.1 kilometers per hour, and we've got 435 meters of climbing still to go. Philipp Hofbauer wins the sprint in Langenlois, right in front of Philipp Lepka.
Yeah, if while looking at the riders in the breakaway, you can see the aero helmets, the high-raised rims, so everything is prepared for a super fast stage number 5 here in the profile. 109k, 758 start in Langenlois, 2 times a circle in Langenlois. Then we get another sprint, comes to sprint classification, mountain classification, and then we are at the Burg Theater in Vienna with the bonus classification in Schönbrunn. You have the GC classification. Gröger Mühlberger still in the lead, 1 minute and 25 seconds ahead of Kevin Vermelke in the green jersey. Bauke Mollema in third place from Lidl Trek, 1 minute and 40. Then Carlos Rodriguez. And in 6th place, all under 2 minutes, Andrew August in the black and white jersey. So, Fabi, looking at the GC standing, is there anything still can happen here, or is it in clean and dry towels?
It is looking extremely good for Gregor Mühlberger, but position 3 and 4 are only 7 seconds, so Carlos Rodriguez might want to try and attack Bauke Mollema for those 7 seconds. I have to correct myself for the sprint in Langenlois. It was taken by Philipp Lepka, not Philipp Hofbauer, so it was quite close, and Philipp Lepka took the maximum points there. Right now we are on our way to Kirchberg am Wagram, and the wind speed is 26 kilometers per hour, direction northwest, so they should have small side wind, which can mean that there will be echelons in the peloton, and in that case we're in for an exciting stage.
Echelons in the peloton. To describe it real quick, what can we expect from that?
So basically the riders will try to use the road from left to right, and it's quite hard to get in the slipstream. And if you want to move up one group or one echelon, it is a really hard question, especially for those riders who have not a lot of experience in riding echelons. It is a really difficult tactical task for them.
So 2 minutes and 46 seconds is the gap between that leader and the breakaway to the peloton. Philipp Hofbauer, Philipp Lepka, Václav Ježek, Joel Melby, Mauro Brenner and Konrad Schabok. And the 202 from Foster team is Konrad Schabok having their issues to stick to that group here or trying to come back. So that is probably now a pretty intense task for Konrad Schabok from Foster. knowing that we do have that northeast wind to 26 km/h is not much, but for sure feelable for him.
Yeah, for sure. We didn't see if he had a problem or something, so he was part of our 6-man breakaway and fell a little back, but I think if he can make it into the slipstream of the cars, he will be back in a minute. Yeah, I did not expect the peloton to give the breakaway that much of a gap today.
Yeah, that would be the next question I have for you. 2 minutes 07, 78.4 K to go. Full on, and knowing that is pretty flat actually, despite that one kicker up to Heimbuch 5.2K at 4.5%.
Yeah, but it has some twisty turns, so we might see some gaps in the peloton as soon as they start to accelerate on this climb. It's not just straight up the mountain. They have to do a lot of turns and probably go up there with speeds around 20 to 25 kilometers per hour on 4.5%. So the turns will be decisive, and whoever goes into that climb first and places their leader best will come out on top.
26 degree here in near Vienna. I was just thinking it is
Yeah, we're still close to
Langenlois,
Langenlois.
Austria.
A great place.
Comparing
for
to the
wine.
Tour de France with having yesterday 38 to 39 degrees, and they just showed
Yeah, but they were going through Bordeaux, and we are in Langenlois, so two very good
wine regions.
regions.
And incredible race, not just there in France, also here in Austria. Enjoying that early breakaway here, 76K. Now
Konrad Starbuck still 10 seconds behind our 5 leaders, including Mauro Brenner, who was in the breakaway already yesterday. So he is trying to fight against Piotr Bekala for the most competitive rider of this year's Tour of Austria. So the two of them really active. Now taking the other side of
Mauro
the
Brenner.
roundabout. And he did a good choice.
that was yeah, that was nice to see.
So usually going around left is the shorter version, and going around right a little wider, but on this occasion both of them were exact the same distance. So he looked at the road book really well and prepared himself for the stage, so it is not a coincidence that he is in the breakaway.
Alpecin Premier Tech right now in charge of leading that peloton, followed by the orange helmet, which means it is Net Company Ineos. Also not that happy so far with the Tour of Austria. No stage win for Net Company Ineos after last year's incredible performance. This year was a bit of a aha effect for them.
Yeah, for sure. They come here as one of the biggest teams on the planet, and for sure want to beat the local teams, for sure. But behind them, a very strong Austrian squad with their leader Gregor Mühlberger, and he thanked his teammates every single day, so he's super happy to have them on board for this year's Tour of Austria.
I just said in the interview yesterday, my boys did an incredible job, and yeah, it would be a huge present for them if he can pay them back with the red jersey then at the end in Vienna.
A 5-man breakaway, 74.2 kilometers to go all the way into Vienna. Philipp Hofbauer in the orange Gebrüder Weiß jersey for the best Austrian. Wearing this jersey for Gregor Mühlberger and Philipp Lepka from Team Schwingshandel Intralogistics, Jacek Vakalav from Kasper Crypto for me, Joel Melvi and Mauro Brenner.
Yeah, Mauro Brenner. Yesterday in the breakaway, the day before in the breakaway, in the first stage in the breakaway. So all stages, Mauro Brenner was in that breakaway. And for Rembe Rad-net, it was an incredible victory also to have Jermaine Zemke yesterday in 5th position after a nice sprint finish over the cobblestones into Steyr, where Andrea Baioli took home that stage win.
So actually the only stage Mauro Brenner hasn't been in the breakaway was stage 3. All of the other days he spent in the breakaway. So doing 125k in the breakaway on day 1, 122k in day 2, 96 kilometers yesterday, and let's see how many kilometers he will collect in the breakaway today. So he spent most of this year's Tour of Austria
in a breakaway. So we are right now 72.9k in shy of Vienna. Two minutes and 16. The gap. Always some false flat parts in it, which makes it a difficult task for the breakaway to keep that pace alive, to keep that gap open to the peloton, because it's always a bit of a back and forth. We had to 2 minutes 31 and now we are at 2 minutes 23 or 2 minutes 17 down. And again, the Austrian national team is up front in charge of controlling that peloton, and no echelons inside yet, maybe due to also the fact that it is right now a bit protected due to the vineyards.
But when we look at the trees, we can see the wind is blowing significantly, so it will be a factor for sure. And once they do a slight turn, it might change very quick. Yeah, Joel Melvi, number 155, very young rider, 19 years of age, 1 meter 82 and 64 kilograms. So today's breakaway includes mostly climbers, and I wonder how far they can keep going in the breakaway.
Born and raised in Göteborg, and now Alpecin Premier Tech is,
and Sebastian Putz is doing.
Sebastian Putz still
doing what he does
here.
best. Talked to him yesterday. He said he didn't expect himself to pull that much on the front because he has felt his legs tired after the previous stage, but we see him pulling again in the front.
Yeah, it is for sure that his legs got tired, knowing that we had 2 real mountain stages, and that very first stage was an incredible hilly one with also more than 2,700 meters of elevation gain.
And we are missing Michi Gogel today, so Alpecin Premier Tech is one rider down, and so is Team Vorarlberg. They have lost Dominik Röver, and also Team MGK bis Costruzioni e Ambiente Harding Will did not start today's stage.
Harding Will, yeah, but there are still Andrea Cantoni, Vittorio Frigi, Mattia Marzocchi, Francesco Paravano and Matteo Spreafico. Those are the remaining in MGK bis Costruzione e Ambiente. Two minutes 25. We right now have the correct gap to the peloton here for that breakaway, and I guess they're right now trying to go into that so-called echelon, right, Kosti?
Exactly. And we have 11 dropouts of this year's Tour of Austria so far. And fingers crossed, everybody who started today will make it to the finish in Vienna.
Also that 15% rule is active here in that stage. 15% means
Time of the winner, 15% of that exact time is the dropout time for today's stage. So when we expect
2 minutes and 12 is the correct time, coming from the timing, so that we are at 2 minutes 05. But then the question, we just saw 2 minutes 25 from the officials.
yeah,
The
so
confusing part of it.
whenever the peloton does a turn, and probably on the roundabout, they will lose a little bit of time, but I think it is settled for now, and they will stay with the 2 minutes as long as the peloton keeps their decision right now, or when they start to pull, and that's when we see the peloton in a line. That's when they start pulling back.
Circling back to that dropout, circling back to that picture of the peloton, having Alpecin Premier Tech in front, Michi Gogel as the current national champion here in Austria is not in the rooster anymore. Probably you got some informations about that, or was it a quiet dropout there?
I did not read anything yet, but I will check for you guys.
Maybe we get some informations out of it. Why Michi Gogel isn't part of that last stage. Yesterday he was always good in picture, always presenting him well, was fighting up especially to Santner Linde that climb. So unfortunate that he is not in the fifth and last stage. Back with the breakaway, and we are down to 1 minute and 4 seconds already. We had 2 minutes and 45 seconds gap so far, and it is shrinking.
Yeah,
is it the wind, or is it the fact that peloton pulled?
It could be a mix of both. So whenever we see some slight accelerations in the peloton, it will jump down. But right now we are again at 2 minutes, so it will stay around 1.5 to 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's a bit of back and forth there.
Because right now it seems calmer again in the peloton. So the teams organizing themselves, trying to stay together and protect their respective leaders. The Team Austria in the middle of the picture. In front, it's Alpecin Premier Tech. We have Jake Halula a little bit in the back, saving some energy for the finale. I wonder who their leader for today's stage will be.
Yeah, the finale through the scenic parts of Vienna. Kassel, Schönbrunn, bonus classification, and then what a prestigious finish for an enormous Tour of Austria to the 75th anniversary. Amazing stage design also by all the responsible persons in the organization.
Yeah, for sure. The sprint in Schönbrunn will already be a quite decisive moment, because the teams have to be organized already there, because the run into Vienna is quite a difficult one. So organization, team tactics, they should be on point at this moment.
66.1 Ks, 56 minutes in the race. Expected race duration will be around 2 hours plus.
15 minutes plus minus. And we are 5 kilometers shy from the intermediate sprint in Kirchberg am Wagram. And I'm pretty sure after seeing the first sprint in Langenlois that the two Austrians want to go for the intermediate sprint again to secure some points for their teams.
Yeah, but the ring road in Vienna is also, you can also compare it a little bit with the Champs-Élysées towards the Arc de Triomphe. They're also very prestigious entering.
Yeah, but today we won't see like we do in the Champs-Élysées, that we have a kind of a parade going into Vienna.
No, that is a full-on parade then.
Today we see a full-on sprint. We gave it the title Clash Royale or Royal Sprint into Vienna, and the theme song for today is probably Falco Vienna Calling.
Vienna Calling at the 75th stage. Here, leaving, already left the vineyards of Langenlois towards Kirchberg am Wagram, and still 1 minute 13 out. Knowing the profile, knowing the remaining riders in the peloton, knowing the jerseys, Fabi, it is probably now time for a bit of an early predictions. If everything comes together into a big sprint finish, who is your number one top contender there?
Today's stage is difficult to predict. If the peloton stays together, we have a few good high-class sprinters. Filippo 14 from Rinkoff Advarix, he was World Tour sprinter. He is a really fast man and won for the final here. If we have a smaller group, it depends on how fast they are going to Hainbuch climb. We can see some guys like Jaka Primozic, his teammate from Rinkoff Advarix. We have Kilian Feuerstein from Team Vorarlberg, Giacomo Balabio, his teammate. We have a few strong guys. I mean, the GC riders or from Team Lidl Trek, Andrea Battioli. He has already shown that he can do a good sprint. And yeah, quite difficult to put one single name on the list.
Big names at the Tour of Austria. 7 World Tour teams in total, and we are 500 meters away from Kirchberg am Wagram for the next sprint classification. Also here some spectators, and the police again is hyping and is trying to get the people going. That is always an incredible picture here. It's also yesterday through Steyr through the Austrian police were out of the saddle and trying to hype up
the two Austrians in the breakaway. Small gap for them. Now it's
Philipp
Lepka.
Philipp
Starting
Lepka.
his sprint earlier. Now let's see who crosses the line first. And then we will probably see the breakaway coming together. Still Philipp Lepka in front of Philipp Hofbauer, securing the maximum points there.
There it is. Philipp Lepka, Intralogistics, Schwingshandel, secured those bonus seconds. Then Philipp Hofbauer, and now
Vorarlberg.
Mauro Brenner in third.
Melby, Jacek Vakalav alongside these two guys. We have a very young breakaway from 19 to 23 years of age. So all in the youth category of this year's Lidl Tour of Austria.
Then Watson, we heard earlier today also, if he reaches Vienna in a sizable group, probably Sam Watson is also one of the most obvious names for going into the sprint. Vincenzo Albanese, Thibaut Del Grosso, Francesco Pussato, Alpecin Premier Tech. So, as you said, it is pretty hard to predict here any single names as winner of the stage 5.
And now we have an acceleration in the peloton, Lidl track pulling in the front. The average speed for the first hour is 47 kilometers an hour. So we have a quite fast opening on today's stage.
Yeah, Lidl track is aiming for 55 kilometers per hour. So
they have still a job to do. You see the wind blowing on the trees next to the road.
You can see it pretty obvious coming from the northeast direction.
Still working together really, really well.
Yeah, but there are no signs of... they're still in the cooperation here. Alpecin and Lidl track is right now next to Alpecin Premier Tech.
Jacek Vakalav could not make it back into the breakaway. He will probably be back in the peloton now.
Kevin Vermeerke in the green and white jersey, also somewhere to find up front in the peloton.
I think I gave the wrong name. Sabok Konrad did not make it back. Filip Vakalav Jacek is in the breakaway, of course, for Team Kasper Gupta for me. Konrad Sabok from Team Bosta. Rake already looking back, wondering where... he's just asking for his team car, fresh bottles for him.
Yeah, hydration is key, especially in that flat stages, knowing that we have 26 plus degrees and 42% of humidity in that stage, and also with the wind makes them dry out real fast here in the breakaway. There we have the team car from Lucky Sports Cycling, giving Joel Melby that crucial bottles, and also that little touch and go there.
Yeah, some motivation.
An existing rule there. I guess 3 seconds. You can use the sticky bottle and go there.
Now we have Jaco on the left and right side, Patrick Gampor on the right side of your screen, asking in the radio where his teammates are and asking on how big the gap is. Probably try. Acceleration by UAE. So they expect the wind to turn now and try to go to open up an echelon.
It is Jan Christen.
Yeah.
Jan Christen.
So they're on the attack. They are not settled for second position.
Kevin Vermeerke, second position. Then another EF Education.
Very attentive. So they are trying to do something here. Gap is not that big yet, so you can see the wind coming from the side, so they are not allowing a lot of riders in the slipstream. Only 3-4 riders benefiting from that, and now it is on.
Not that on, I would say.
But we will see some more attacks for sure, and they are trying to bring up the pace and see if they can crack the riders behind.
They do not let them off the leash easily, for sure. Netcompany Ineos was there in the main charge for getting that free back into the peloton. Yeah, some tricky turns in it also for the moto cams, and we are
now
here
it's
in the
neutralized for the peloton, and we are back with our breakaway of the day, including 5 riders. 1 minute 20 seconds around. That is our breakaway. 56.4 kilometers from home, so we are close to halfway through our race.
First half nearly done, 1 minute 14 gap. And it is blowing. It is blowing from the side. It is an enormous task for that breakaway to keep that gap open. And as you can see in the aero position, it is a hard one. You want to reduce any square centimeter of your body there and being not affected by the wind. High
wheels. Everybody went for their aero setup today. Aero skin suits, aero helmets, so we don't see a lot of vented helmets today. Right now 25 kilometers per hour tailwind for our riders, so the speeds will go up for sure.
Yeah,
still
but if
46.2 kilometers average.
Yeah, but if Lidl Trek really wants to go for the 55k, they need to start in any moments then. Again, stretched wide open. Here we have Piotr Pekala in chat with some riders behind him. Casper Crypto for me.
They have a strong rider for the finale as well, who is Michael Bosch and Jakub Tuparik, so both of them strong cyclocross riders. Also Michael Kukele, so they will have marked today's stage. Not pure sprinters, but if they can do something on the Heimbuch climb, they are in for a good finale.
There's a bit of an uncertainty in the peloton. Jan Christen is in chat with Kevin van Melke. Then also Andrew August, always looking left and right, waiting for something to happen. So it is pretty nervous. The peloton is on the more nervous side. And they try to really talk things through, yeah.
In Team UAE. Already setting up the next attack.
53.7. They need for sure to close that gap if they want to go for that stage win, if you want to go for that sprint royale at the end of that fifth and last stage. As you can see here, Piotr Pekala still up front in the red and white jersey. Lidl Trek on the right hand side. in nearly full force. 4 of them Alpecin Premier Tech. Also in the full force, missing out Michi Gogel in front. And we're back with the breakaway. Joel Melby really is probably 60% of the time up front. Then also Philipp Lepka. Mauro Brenner. Now you can see wonderful how that circularization is working.
Now you can see in the break that they are not riding right behind each other, but slightly to the side. That means the wind is coming from a different direction. So they use most of the slipstream they can get. Now we are in for a turn and the wind will shift slightly, and as soon as we are back in the peloton, I think we can see some more accelerations from different teams. If you keep looking closely on the trees, you can see that the wind is blowing.
It's not just an easy breeze.
No, it is blowing quite significantly, and especially if they do turns and not keep their precision or the direction on the road, the wind will play out more significantly. Right now, slight tailwind from the left.
Philipp Lepka is out of
fluid,
and he's waving for quite a while to the Schwingshandel Intralogistics team car.
So right now the rider on the right side of the road is the most in the wind, and the riders on the left hand side benefit more from
they
the
need to
slipstream.
move out. The cars need to move out, so that would be a pity for Philipp Lepka
if he ran out of fluid and doesn't receive a bottle right now, that is problematic. But it also means that the peloton is coming closer.
Under a minute and 15 is that mark where the cars need to move out of the gap.
Close-up shot of these beautiful bikes that the riders are using today. Probably quite big chain rings, so we would say a dinner plate as a chain ring, because these guys are using probably 56 tooth chain rings on the big ring, or at least 54 tooth chain rings. So that's quite an impressive gear to keep pushing.
Philipp Lepka is desperately moving and waving for the team car of Schwingshandel Intralogistics, and now there's an acceleration. Look at that, Lidl track with the bottle in his mouth.
So we have a very nervous bunch at the moment. You don't want to miss the echelon.
Christian is in charge right now for keeping
trying
from
to stick in the middle of the road, so as little athletes as possible can benefit from the slipstream. So the rider closer to the middle is in the wind, and only 2 free riders can benefit from the slipstream.
Andrew August probably also a bit in favor for UAE right now, because you always
like it is
see him turning
again.
around.
Andrew August not happy with the speed accelerations of Team UAE XG, and now it is neutralized again, which means more relaxed phase for our breakaway again.
Here we have
so different teams helping out other athletes.
That is amazing.
It's always a very nice sign to see.
And they are also hammering right now. Look at that speed. And look at that wind coming all the way from the side. You can see it at the corn there.
It is rattling in the wind. Now they're doing slight turns and we see the peloton is stretched out, so it's game on again. Alpecin
Premier Tech, Lidl Track, UAE. And also Intralogistics Strings Handel. J.K. Lula is there.
So Belgium's Dutch people, they are experts for echelons because they learn it from the get-go. It's not very common in our Austrian valleys to have echelons, so it is quite hard for our young athletes to manage to do that. But still, UAE, they are not happy. They still try to break away from the peloton.
Again, they are in charge. UAE with 1, 2, 3, 4 riders, and now Lidl Track again turning in. So it is that nervous part of that fifth and last stage. It is that most 20k shy of that next KOM up to Heimbuch, 5.2k long, as we said before, and 4.5% in average, maxing out to 10.2, which means it is a category 3 climb, rewarded with 6, 4 and 2 points. Also for Piotr Pekala, an important one to be there somewhere up front to find, but for that they need to swallow the breakaway.
For sure. I mean, Piotr Pekala, he collected a lot of points yesterday, and I don't think anybody can get close to him. We also see in the peloton, Team Austria is very attentive, so they are covering every move to keep their leader Gregor Mühlberger protected.
We are right now in Neu-Aigen.
So we are kilometer 60. They have done 60.5 kilometers and 48.5 to go.
Philipp Lepke is again out.
Still desperate to get some bottles.
He got another one. He got a bottle from a different team, but he probably needs a second one, because he can see we're waiting for that category 3 climb there, that kicker with a bit of a flat part in it, or flattish downhill part, and then another ramp up, and then it goes all the way down towards Castle Schönbrunn, Castle, not Castle, Castle Vierter, it is called.
Peloton has calmed down again after being quite nervous.
Aeneas is on the radio.
Alex Hayek in the middle of the picture. Next to him is Gregor Mühlberger on the radio. The Paul Werbniak, tall rider. Former ski mountaineer, also part of this year's national team at the Tour of Austria.
We just saw some nervous parts or nervous moments in the peloton. Is there a mute shift between all the riders right now? Are they getting more and more aggressive right now and a bit pissed? Or is it just the daily life of a pro cyclist?
No, we see a nervous peloton today. That's due to the short stage. So there's not a lot of room for errors. So today they have to be very precise, be super attentive. We saw a very nervous peloton with a few tries off attacks, forming echelon. Right now they are covered from the wind, which means they can calm down, but you have to be super attentive all the time.
Here at that house, the owner finds a bottle in the morning, probably if he is already on holidays, because J.K. Lula directly threw it in front of the front door.
Now we see Rinko Fadvarix in the front for the first time. probably bringing Filippo 14 to the front. And they are very attentive. They do not want to have a split in the peloton and be left behind. So right now, calm down, try to stay in your position, do not get tucked in or kept in the back, be attentive. The first third of the peloton is your position to be right now. These guys, they do not have to worry about their positioning. They just have to do their turns, work together, stay cohesive, be there, be in the moment, and then they can make it quite far into Vienna if they do exactly that.
Yeah, that is the main goal, to get as close as possible to Vienna in the breakaway. And so far they did an amazing job. We have 43.1k still to go. We have a gap open of 1 minute and 19, which means it is not a big gap, but no, it is still a comfortable gap for them, especially here also for Joel Melby, who is in charge quite often, but that's
he's the youngest rider of our breakaway. The average age in our breakaway is 22 years, and the average of the whole peloton is 25 years. So
it's a young one. There's just Alkemollem, I guess, sticking out with 39.5 years of age. Mauro Brenner, yeah, he is up for something bigger. He's up for a World Tour team, and with that Tour of Austria, he did an incredible, huge step towards that next chapter in his life, with being in the breakaway in nearly on each stage. Václav Jesek also in that analysis of being somewhere around to find the top contenders. Probably listed as a dark horse there, but also here from that continental team, incredible job. Philipp Lepka, Schwingshandel Intralogistics, all the way through the 75th Tour of Austria, did an amazing job. Always to find somewhere in the breakaway or up front the peloton. And up front the peloton is net company Ineos, paired with Lidl Trek Premier Tech. Then we have EF Education Easy Post, you can see in the bright pink jerseys, and Rinko Vadvarix in the green helmet. Also now in charge of keeping that pack together.
Yeah, 1 hour 25 minutes into the race, 109 kilometers for the day, 66 kilometers done already, 41 kilometers to go, and our breakaway just went right from the get-go and secured now 1 minute 15 seconds 5-guy breakaway in front of the peloton. Philipp Hofbauer, Philipp Lepka, Václav Jesek, Joel Melby and Mauro Brenner in our breakaway, and Alpecin Premier Tech together with Ineos Net Company doing the honors of bringing the breakaway back.
That is again time for the World Tour teams to be in charge. You also can see Gregor Mühlberger in the red jersey with the Decathlon helmet there.
It is the very last day and the last opportunity, last chance for any other team.
That is a dinner plate there. You can see it.
Told you. Last opportunity for all of the other teams to get a stage win. Philipp Lepka taking in a gel, 30-40 grams of carbohydrates in every gel. So he is preparing himself for the remaining 40 kilometers. Quite hard to get all the nutrition in when the temperatures are that high.
I wonder what the event crew of Langenlois is doing to get to Vienna in time, because they are pretty fast. They have 39.6k to go. There is nothing ready yet, and they are already in the finish area.
They will need a lot of police cars to move everybody out of the motorway.
1.25, 1.07, so we stick with 1.07.
On the chalkboard on the motorbike. That's how these guys receive notifications on the time gap to the breakaway. Probably also over the radio. They will get enough information from their respective teams. And right now it looks like the peloton is upping the tempo to bring the breakaway closer.
Little downhill for them, and then through the roundabout towards those 5 riders in the breakaway. Gap confirmed, 1 minute and 20 seconds right
peloton
now.
3 minutes behind at kilometer 25, and now within 40 kilometers they have taken down more than half of this gap. We are 10 kilometers away from the foot of the Hainbuch climb, 5.2 kilometers and an average gradient of 4.5%. We have a 6.5 max gradient right in the middle. So the peloton will try to bring back the breakaway probably before the start of the Hainbuch climb, and then it will be the first pre-decisive moment of today's stage.
A little bit of false flat over the fields here. Dropping out then into a downhill, and I believe you can see that Hainbuch all the way in the back. Not looking that steep, but it is maxing out to nearly 10% here. 10.2% to be correct. 5.24k long, which sets a good opportunity for the peloton to close that gap.
Yeah, and maybe we see a counter-attack by some of the guys in the peloton and see the bunch reduced to a few riders, and they will try to bring it home all the way to Vienna.
Knowing that it is going to be a sprint final, knowing that there is maybe, as you just predicted, could be a counter-attack for the riders there. Wouldn't it be a good call for the huge teams or that responsible teams to bring a sprinter with them? Or is it a 100% risky move there?
The teams that didn't bring a sprinter, they will try and attack on the Hainbuch and get clear with 2 or 3 riders, and then work together really well with the other guys in the break, and then bring it home to Vienna. And especially those teams that brought a sprinter, they will try to make everybody stick together and not letting any gaps go.
Kevin Vermeeke right now in charge.
Team UAE does not give the impression that they want to bring the whole peloton all the way to Vienna. They are doing big turns and big pulls, and so does Alpecin Premier Tech.
And Netcompany Ineos, because they are also lined up. You can see it in the red, in the orange jerseys. And here we are, Vienna Parliament. It is the Parliament building located on that ring road. Yeah, the new Renaissance building. You know, so to sum that up, it is a pretty old building built by the emperor. cultural influences here for sure, and a huge cultural heritage at the Tour of Austria. We've been to the graveyard of Joseph Mohr from Silent Night, through those three most famous vine roads in South Styria, to the highest mountain of Großglockner, and in that third and largest city, Steyr, with the legendary Porscheberg and the Christkindl post office. And now we are in Vienna, in the capital, near Vienna. To be correct, 35k in front of Vienna, and not much K to go to reach that Heimbuch.
And right now we see on the left-hand side of the screen ATT Investments, the Conti team lining up, organizing themselves, getting their KOM classification leader Piotr Bekala in front. So they expect some more accelerations from the peloton on the Heimbuch climb. The break, there we see this climb. 4.24 kilometers, 234 meters of elevation gain, an average of 4.4% and maximum 10.2% right at the end. That will be the first decisive moment of today's stage. These guys are still doing a great job of staying in the front, still pushing. Nobody denying any turns. They are working together really, really well. Philipp Hofbauer in the best Austrian jersey, the orange jersey, right now in the front. Behind him in the white and orange jersey of Schwingshandel Intralogistics is Philipp Lepka. We have Mauro Brenner in the back right now from Team rad-net. We have Joel Melby from Team Lucky Sports Cycling Team. And we have Jacek Vakala from the team Casper Crypto for me. He finished every stage so far in the top 16 position. So he has got 2 12th places, 1 11th place and 1 16th place. So he scored quite well in this year's Tour of Austria and tries to do it better one more time.
Team Vorarlberg right now also lined up in front. You said it, there is Giacomo Ballabio in it.
Kilian Feuerstein.
Decorated sprinter, World Tour sprinter. So is it right now the time for them to get everything sorted? And if so, then start that acceleration, start that hunt for the breakaway. Also Gregor Mühlberger, you can see him from the Austrian national team. So it is a phase of building something in it right now.
We are 5 kilometers away from the start of the climb, foot of the climb. I think you can see the Heimbuch in the back of the picture. Quite a significant rise in the landscape, and these riders from our breakaway are very close to start this climb.
You have a left-hander through that protected village or streets here, through the houses. And we are with the peloton. One more time, ATT Investments, as you said, is also to find up front, bringing Piotr Bekala in the right position.
And now also the whole squad of Team Ringhoffer-Dwarix is organized on the right-hand side of the screen, which is especially important when you go through smaller villages with a lot of turns. So they want to be in the front.
Many spectators again. The cheer for the riders of the Tour of Austria. And so far they did an incredible job. We are nearly 1 minute down here. Gap towards Hofbauer, Lepkay, Jesek, Melby and Brenner. And we are not even close to the... Oh, there is... no, that was due to the fact that there was the left-hand turn. It stretched a little bit out, it made.
Try to get organized again. So now the gap is down to 1 minute 5. So they are coming closer. And we will see the gap shrinking on their climb now.
Fully committed lead out here. And here we have the facts again. And the facts, 5.24k to 134 meters in elevation gain, 4.4% in average. Up to 10.2 max gradient. Up the Heimbuch.
And it is ramping up ever so slightly.
And it is a long ramp. It is a long ramp. Knowing that there is a little bit of a flatter part in just 300
Riders in the
meters.
peloton should benefit from the slipstream, but I expect the pace to go up significantly, and then it will be hard for a few of the riders to stay in the bunch, and now the peloton is starting the climb. We see ATT Investments doing the job in front. Everybody looking back. Where are their fellow riders? Where are their teammates? Getting rid of any excess weight, bottles flying all over the place. Nobody wants to bring up any excess weight on the climb.
Knowing that it is all downhill from the Heimbuch on. Piotr Pekala in a good position, and I believe it's not even just a minute. It is under a minute right now, because that gap from entering the start of the climb for the peloton and for the breakaway was approximately 40 seconds. 45 to 50 seconds are my counting right now. Could be or not. Fabi is calculating and thinking and not nodding. He is shaking his head.
I'm not sure. I think it is around 1 minute, but we will see it coming down right now, for sure. Piotr Pekala doing the job in the front. He is still in the virtual comp classification lead. 3 points in front of Gregor Mühlberger and 8 points in front of Paul Dabel. So if the breakaway stays out in front, there won't be any more points for the peloton. So the comp classification will stay the same.
Will stay on his shoulders, the red and white jersey.
And now you can also see the breakaway is going in a strong pace, looking down, having a glimpse on the peloton, so they can now see them.
They
which is always a crucial moment when you
turns
see,
away.
Yeah, always a significant moment when you can see them for the first time after they have taken off. Right now the pace is still strong, but not super high.
Also, Gregor Mühlberger is now located in the front.
Rainer Keplinger doing the job for Gregor Mühlberger at the moment, going in the front, setting a high pace. No attacks yet, but I'm pretty sure we will have some at the second part of the climb.
That's also the moment where Pietro Pekala recognized Gregor Mühlberger next to him.
Yeah, there is still a little bit of hierarchy within the peloton, so you always honor the leader jersey wearer, and if he wants to move, you give him the gap.
Oh, that is a high pace.
Yeah,
They can see. Oh, look at that people over there. Look at the crowds celebrating the 75th Tour of Austria. That is amazing. And here we have the next acceleration by Lidl Track.
And should be, I think that was Andrea Baccioli.
I think it was 50.
And
51.
no answer from the peloton right now. Breakaway is still going strong, and there you see.
Oh,
lots of
look at
fans.
that pictures.
I'm getting goosebumps just by sitting here.
That is amazing. Right.
Huge motivation boost for all of the riders. I'm pretty sure we see some fireworks when Team Austria is pulling in the front. A lot of Austrian flags. Huge support for their home riders.
I guess Lidl Trek is swallowed again because he's not in sight. The Austrian national team is pulling. And there is Lidl Trek going out of the saddle and trying to do an attack here. One more time.
Mauro Brenner is said to have dropped from the
And
break.
Piotr Becker, no, that is... No, yeah, Jan Christian. Jan Christian is again here up. Trying to breach the gap here to Lidl Trek. Also Andrew August.
Yeah, you don't want anybody go clear now. You see the pace is super high when they almost have to brake in the corners going uphill. Significant acceleration by Jan Christian now, and he's looking back.
Yeah, Andrew August is going with him. Andrew August is going with him, and Lidl Trek is also trying to go with him, but they are not going away quite well here.
Mauro Brenner dropped, and gap should be around 40 seconds for the breakaway still.
We are soon on top of the Heimbuch. There's not many meters left, and
But
the peloton is pulling.
Is not allowing them to go away.
40-second gap.
Jan Christian still in the front.
40-second gap, Fabi.
No bottles for the riders at this pace. You have to be very focused. And there is Mauro Brenner
using the
slipstream of the motorbike. Want to move the motorbike out of the way, of course. He basically wants to survive the climb now and try to stay in the peloton.
that is not possible for him to stay out there as long as he wished. Now he's caught by the peloton.
The pace has calmed down a little bit. It is now the flatter part of the Heimberg before it is ramping up right again.
All right, now flatter part with a bit of a downhill in it of the Heimbuch.
Still Jan Christian pulling in the front. He must feel great today.
That is the third day in a row for Jan Christian to be here in the center of the focus after the two first stages where he was a bit out of sight.
And I think we could see a small gap in the peloton. So the peloton is split in half.
Oh, look at that. Bikes all
And
the way
everybody
around.
got here by bike, which is very nice to see.
And we are at the Ring Road again. Everything is going to be prepared, and also Marco Janik and Markus Ensberger made it here for hyping up the people. Also here, quite a few thousand there enjoying the Lidl 75th Tour of Austria. And look at that setting. It is made for an amazing sprint finish, coming out of a slight turn there and then all the way straight towards that beautiful finish here. What a prestigious finish there.
Still 28.2 kilometers before our riders get there and go into the Royal Finale.
Oh, that was there a bit of rain there, or is it? No, it's not wet. It just looked
But the
like
clouds
that.
look quite dark in the back.
Looking quite dark.
Pain face for Philippe Lepka. Look back over the shoulder to see if you can see the peloton. Come on, you can do this.
Oh, that is a high pace there. Melby. Václav Ježek
acceleration
is here on
from Kasper, crypted to me.
For the KOM. Philipp Hofbauer, Philipp Lepke, Molby there. That was a surprising one from Václav Ježek there. Philipp Lepke, even though he got... Oh, there is the counter-attack by Philipp Hofbauer. There is a second place, Philipp Hofbauer at that category 3 KOM, which means now we are in the downhill all the way towards Castle Schönbrunn. And that isn't far away. That gap is shrinking by meter and meter. We have Kevin van Melke right now in the top of the peloton. Costi, that is going to be an impressive and furious finish we are seeing in quite amount of time.
Yeah, but we see now the back of the peloton. They are just rolling over the KOM line here, and a few riders who lost contact to the peloton. So it will be hard for them to come back. They have to calm down, otherwise it's game over for these riders on the Heimburg climb. So we said it will be the first decisive moment for today's stage. And if they do not let the pace go, it is a quite impossible task for everybody else to come back. Field strung out, high pace, and now the breakaway is soon to be caught.
Yeah, Lidl. No, it's not Lidl. It is Alpecin Premier Tech, but there is that passing by Andrew August from net company Ineos. And the black and white jersey as best rookie. Or you can say best newcomer, or...
We have confirmation, Piotr Bekala, he wins the KOM classification, provided he finishes the race. So best climber is Piotr Bekala from ATT Investments. Congratulations.
Last year it was Nicolas Vinokurov from Astana.
Tight battle with Emmanuel Zangale. Every day they battle for the KOM jersey. Nicolas Vinokurov, he is at the Tour de France this year. Zangale is at the Tour of Austria, so he will go and try to set up a sprint for Giacomo Balabio and Kilian Feuerstein. And Philipp Hofbauer, he is on the same team, Team Vorarlberg. He is doing an amazing job.
Yeah, Team Vorarlberg on each and every stage, on each and every Tour of Austria, they are somewhere in the upfront to find here, and always do an incredible presentation of that team capabilities. So that is amazing for Team Vorarlberg.
And amazing scenery at the finish line.
Vienna. Next to that Castle Theatre, where also the famous Vienna City Marathon has his home base.
Yeah, I know it.
Well, you ran it, right?
Twice, yeah.
Twice. And those pictures are amazing here.
Incredible. I've seen the Heimberg on many pictures, or the Heimbuchberg, and it is one that I definitely to do once I bring my bike to Vienna.
Look at that, straight forward finish stretch located in the first district of Vienna.
22.4 kilometers to go, and we are 17-18 kilometers away from Castle Schönbrunn, one of Austria's most beautiful castles.
Tour of Austria club with the best view over that finish area, and it is soon time.
Our breakaway is still in front.
Yeah, but they're always turning around. They knew That is
Other
going to
motorbikes
happen
moving
in
out of
any
the way.
second. Oh,
And
there's
Philipp
another
Lepka.
attack.
He
There.
wants to be the most competitive rider of today.
Philipp Lepka isn't letting that gap go
No.
away easily.
He doesn't want his day in the breakaway to end.
He wants to go at least 20k in front of Vienna to be out in the breakaway.
And he is bringing
Václav.
stuff with him. Hofbauer and Melby cannot keep the pace of these two. They have decided their day in the breakaway is over.
Ah, that is a pity for them. They did an amazing job so far, but it was something sure there that they will be caught at least a few kilometers in front of Vienna, but not Philipp Lepka and not Václav Ježek. Those two are still out there fighting against the wind, fighting against the peloton, and probably right now also fighting against their own will.
For sure, there is a lot of pain going through their legs and their mind.
Finish in 20k. He's still going for it. He is still trying. He is still out there.
No mercy by the peloton.
Václav Ježek is done and dusted. He is swallowed by the peloton in that moment as we're talking and seeing Philipp Lepka in the picture.
He's gritting his teeth, going all out, doing a fantastic job. He had a tough time going up the Hainbuch climb, but he seems to have recovered quite well in the downhill. And now going solo for Team Schwingshandel Interlogistics. So they are doing an amazing job. He wants everybody to know that he is fighting.
He is there. He is for sure somebody to keep on the list for future races.
The young Czech rider for Team Schwingshandel. Yeah, the team presented themselves really good, really well in this year's Lidl Tour of Austria, and Philipp Lepka contributing to that impression for sure.
Look at that fight by Lepka. Look at that.
Pushing a super hard gear, trying to stay in front.
But I guess it's not crowned by success here for Philipp Lepka. And as beautiful Vienna is, there is something to happen right now out on the road.
Yeah, we have some theater on the roads close to Vienna too. Not only in the booked theater.
That's
And the main artist for the moment is Philipp Lepka.
That is not a theater, that is a blockbuster. That is a thriller. That is the thriller of the tour. With Philipp Lepka,
Will it be
18.1
drama or a love story for Philipp Lepka?
I guess right now for him it is, yeah.
Sebastian Putz doing the job in the peloton.
And here is, again,
Acceleration by Kasper Crypto for me. Sebastian Putz is bringing the gap back.
Oh,
and
there is
now
Philipp
he is
Lepka.
gone.
It is going to be a drama for Philipp to
A chapeau to him. He did an incredible job.
Is it Václav Ježek again, or do they switch through right now?
I don't see him doing another attack after being caught by the peloton. Looks like he got a gap there.
Gregor.
It's Rainer Keplinger, I think.
Yeah,
doing
it's
the work
Rainer
in the
Keplinger
peloton.
doing the peloton work.
Team Austria doing a fantastic job on keeping Gregor Mühlberger safe on an ultimate stage.
I guess right now each and every attack out of the peloton will not be accepted anymore.
No. Team Austria has to cover every attack now, and as closer as they get to Vienna. There's still 1 minute 40 seconds to play with for Gregor Mühlberger. 1 minute 30 seconds.
Yeah. Something
So
around that.
he won't lose that on these false flat meters going into Vienna.
It is the famous Rathaus of the Vienna City Council. In it, where the mayor is sitting and all those, big deciders have their offices. And right now, there are goodies to be thrown away. Beautiful, beautiful. Just a
huge crowd.
Huge crowd.
And Marco Erzberger
and Marco
lighting the
Janik.
fire.
They're up for something special. Also did an incredible job on
And
the
we see
Insta stories.
a very long finish straight. So you can't start your sprint too early. Alpecin Premier Tech, Education First, Easy Post, and then
the
we have
Austrian
still
national team.
a super well organized team of Austria.
Is it possible to see Gregor Mühlberger in front of the sprint here? Then if they keep it to stick together for the next 16K, or is he aiming also for a breakaway here? In your opinion, as an expert?
I think he will try to play it safe today. He's super happy with how far he has come in this year's Tour of Austria. And we saw it yesterday in Steyr. He was there and thereabout, but he didn't want to interfere in the sprint. And I think it will be exactly the same for him today. He wants to stay in the front for now, to be in a safe place, in a safe spot, but I don't see him trying to go for the sprint.
But for sure, the Austrian national team is up for something. Oh, that is also a close one with having the cars at that corner.
Maybe he's trying to give something back to his fellow teammates. And yeah, Sebastian Putz, he is a strong man for the finale. He has got quite the kick. And maybe we see Gregor Mühlberger doing a small lead out for him. Because right now you can see Sebastian Putz more in the back.
That is Alexander Hayek.
We see Rainer
Paul
Kepping in
Webniak.
front, Paul
Paul
Webniak,
Webniak.
Alex Hayek. Then we have Gregor Mühlberger, and right in the back is Sebastian Putz.
Also, that building is up for some drama and thriller and comedians. Sometimes it is the parliament.
Paul Webniak now in the front, pushing a big gear for the peloton.
Also for him as an absolute top ski mountaineer, Olympian,
He can do it all.
Championships participants, he can do it all. Little chat with Gregor and being lined in again. And now it is
Alex Hayek.
Alex Hayek's turn for pulling Gregor there towards his maybe overall win.
2 hours done, 12.5 kilometers to go. So it will be just a matter of minutes before we know who is going to win the decisive final stage, the Battle Royale in Vienna.
Battle Royale.
Now even Gregor Mühlberger, the leader,
That is the stage
leader
name
of the tour, doing the work in the front.
And Alpecin is right now in charge. Here pulling
35.
with Witzwe-Moisen from Alpecin Premier Tech.
Rainer Keplinger now taking over. Yeah, it was the shortest stage of the race, but it won't be a simple parade into Vienna. Just like we said,
No,
it is
going to be a full-on parade.
full-on finale.
And it would be amazing to have another Austrian GC overall winner, because the last one 15 years was at the 16th edition. So Austria is capable of doing big things when it comes to huge celebrations, because this year we have the 75th edition of it.
Thomas Roecker.
Tommy Roecker, as an expert at the Austrian television there with,
Now it's
the insights.
Now it's about time for the sprint teams to organize themselves to get their lead-out trains fully committed.
Do you expect any breakaways or any attacks right now?
No more breakaways.
No more
Now
breakaways. It is
will
down to be a sprint finish.
Yeah, the pace is enormous, so now it is very hard for somebody to break away from the peloton. They are down to, I think, probably 60 guys, so it is split in half. Not that many people.
Gregor
in
Mühlberger
here.
is pulling.
Yeah,
he is
committed
pulling. He is
to
working
bringing
hard.
this one home, and he's showing everybody. And as long as they keep the pace high, we cannot expect any attacks from the peloton.
Right now, average around 48 kilometers per hour. And we are on our way to Castle Schönbrunn, where that 75th classification bonus points is located in honor of Wolfgang Steinmeier. That is a new one in that 75th edition. We are right now in Vienna already, and it is to probably 1.5 to 2K to go here from the Alper. We have with the 106 Matic Sumer.
The final winner of the 75th Tour of Austria is about to be decided.
Joel Melby is located on the back of the peloton, same like Philipp Lepka. Those two were part in an incredible 5-man strong lead out for a few Ks right from the start on. They were out there battling and had a gap open of 3 minutes plus, and now we are in the final phase of the last stage of an incredible 75th Lidl Tour of Austria.
Gregor has a quite simple job now. Just stay on the bike, stay upright, stay together, and finish the tour. And for the sprinters and the ones who still want to take home a stage, they have to go now. Organize themselves. We see Team Ineos on the left-hand side. Again and again, Gregor Mühlberger doing a fantastic job, helping out his fellow countrymen of Team Austria. Pull in the front. He's probably upping the pace for one of the Austrian guys. Maybe Sebastian Putz decided he has good legs today and he wants to take on the sprinters.
EF Education Easy Post placed in second position, glued to the back wheel of Mühlberger. Then we have Alpecin Premier Tech. Then we have again Philipp Lepka in fourth position, and then the Austrian squad is lined up. Then the Lidl Trek squad is lined up, and now
EF Net Company Ineos, Team UAE, and we're 74 in the front.
there is the try from Alpecin Premier Tech.
Rainer Keplinger right on the wheel. He is very attentive. On the left-hand side of the screen is now Castle Schönbrunn, so we should see the intermediate sprint in 200 meters.
300 meters intermediate sprint. There was an easy test on, but not a full-on one for Alpecin Premier Tech with Keplinger. And the Austrian national squad still stick here. Lidl Track is in full swing. They are in the full squad here. Look at that, going all through that old prestigious buildings towards
Castle very soon.
Castle Schönbrunn. It is an intense one. It is an intense one. Who is it? Kevin van Melk is also placed here in a good position to sprint out, but now he got a bit blocked by Lidl Track there.
Now it is about timing, patience and position. And in the best position right now is Team Austria, and in their back Lidl Track.
And it is Mühlberger in the best position there. Lidl Track is waiting
for some of his fellow countrymen. I can't see any other Austrian national team jersey right now.
Right behind Gregor Mühlberger is, I guess, Sebastian Putz.
Lidl Track on the right side of our screen.
On the left side. On the left side. In the middle, Netcompany Ineos, then EF Education Easy Post.
And a little bit in the back is Team UAE, so they are also in a really well position, a really good position to take on the sprint. Lidl Track coming up on the right hand side now. Team Checo Alula organizing themselves in the middle, right between Lidl Track and Team Ineos.
We are soon at the sprint.
Kilometers.
Soon.
The pace is ferocious. It should be on the ring road soon. It's no wasted movement from here. No waste of energy.
Netcompany Ineos. Netcompany Ineos is up for something. Is it the time for Sam Watson here?
You have to be in a really good position. On the left hand side of the screen we see Team ATT Investments organizing themselves. This is the back of the peloton. Number 155 is our breakaway guy of the day.
4K to go. 4K to go. Alpecin Premier Tech.
Swinging from the left to the right, and now we see an attack. Early attack.
That is a Philipp Lepka.
No, Piotr Pekala in our comp jersey. He tried his luck.
He tried it, yeah, but Ineos, Lidl and Premier.
That means the pace is super high at the moment. Lidl Track still going strong with 4 guys. Team Ineos, same goes for them, and Alpecin Premier Tech. They are looking like their sprint trains are the most committed. Team Checo Alula in the middle, a little boxed in. Position is key right now. 3.5 kilometers away from the finish line.
3.5. All of the World Tour teams are lined up right now. Netcompany Ineos, Lidl Track bringing in their sprinters, bringing in their stage hunters and fastest legs of their own team. And Netcompany Ineos, is it the time for Sam Watson? As he said in the interview that he is ready for something big today. It is for him something. Andrew August
moving up on the left hand side, trying to find his team Ineos, who are at the very front. Witzemusen won the intermediate sprint for Alpecin Premier Tech right in front of Castle Schönbrunn. But now the focus is on our finale. 2 hours, 10 minutes, 109 kilometers on today's shorter stage. But if you tuned in just now, you're right for the finale of the Sprint Royal.
Sprint Royal, yeah, on the ring road. It is a sprint, it is a royal sprint, it is a royal.
Now Team UAE, Kevin van Melk moving up on the left-hand side in the green jersey.
Piotr Pekala is always there inside. He's always there inside.
And thereabouts. Now Team Schwingshandel is moving up to the front.
Alpecin is making place for
Fabian Steininger is in the back of Andrew August now. Really good for position for him. You can see some elbows
Oh, Kevin Vermelke is blocked by Schwingshandel Intralogistic, is blocked by Andrew August.
Fabian Steininger is a man for this finale today for the Austrian squad team Schwingshandel Intralogistics. He should be on the Ringstraße already, right?
I don't know. I'm too focused in that right now with Intralogistics.
2.2 kilometers to go.
2.2 K to go.
Team Schwingshandel in the front.
We will soon then have a next exciting part of that final coming out. It is a huge turnaround. It is looking, it is waiting, it is testing, and we are at the Flamme Rouge right now. The last K, we are on the ring road, which means we are ending that with an attack here. Andrew August is trying.
And
Andrew
Team
August
is blocking the road for him.
And Andrew August up front. But was it too early for him? Was it too early? Is he bringing Sam Watson into the position? Lidl Track is right now in the formatting. In the formatting.
For them. Also moving up in the back, Team Schwingshandel and Team Vorarlberg right behind the World Tour teams.
There's no EF Education easy post. It is probably
400 meters to go.
400 meters.
Perfect position for the Lidl Track squad. 4 riders.
It is 4 riders of Lidl Track against one of Ineos, Netcompany Ineos.
And the sprint is open.
It is open.
200 meters to go.
Kevin Vermelke. Here we have it right now. EF Education Easy Post is again in it. It is going to be an intense battle. Photo finish probably, but
Ineos
rises their hands up.
So Gregor Mühlberger, he won the 75th edition of the Tour of Austria. But who is the winner of today's stage?
That was an attack by Andrew August so far. He brought his fellow team companion into the right position against an incredible sprint against Lidl Track. And as he said it in the interview, it is Samuel Watson from Netcompany Ineos who took home that last stage. Fabi.
Great job by Lidl Track, but it was not their day today. They won the stage yesterday. But an incredible sprint by Team Ineos. Samuel Watson wins the stage. The last occasion,
it was really close. That was just inches there. That was just
incredible
inches.
Finale of this year's Tour of Austria, and
incredible team effort by the Austrian national squad.
Great job. Alex Hayek, Paul Berniak, Rainer Keplinger, Sebastian Putz, Gregor Mühlberger, and Wally Hofer.
That squad, the dream squad.
Parents of Gregor Mühlberger.
Yeah, the first stage was the first ride out, as you want to call it.
He took over the jersey, and he was not here to win. He was here to take over.
Yeah, he said it at the first interview. I want to win that.
Yeah.
I am not just here for riding. I want to win that. I want to win the 75th Tour of Austria. I want to end it in Vienna, still in the red jersey on my shoulder, and he made it.
And well deserved.
Well deserved. That is an amazing redemption for being left out at the Tour de France after an incredible domestic jobs at the Giro d'Italia for Felix Gall, being here on the top of the podium. Well deserved, Gregor Mühlberger, well deserved national team squad. Chapeau.
And the well deserved winner of today's Sprint Royale,
Samuel Watson.
Royal sprinter Samuel Watson.
Also they're probably a bit more happy than with the Tour of Austria, because Netcompany Ineos had a pretty tough start, had a pretty tough tour so far, and to make it all kind of even with an incredible sprint finish at the ring road for Samuel Watson makes them leave Vienna with smiling face.
For sure. Congratulations by Kevin Vermelke
And here we have it. Vincenzo Albanese in second place. Patrick Conrad in third place. Hector Alvarez in fourth place. Hamish McKenzie, fifth place. Andrea Bagioli. Thibaut Del Grosso. Fabian Steininger, Schwingshandel Intralogistic. And again, Jermaine Temke in the top 10. Same like Antonio Thomas Morgado. And in that top 10 list are all that names mentioned earlier we had while we tried to did our predictions, but today we were both completely wrong.
Yeah, today it was a stage. It was not easy to predict. A short stage, we saw some nervous riding by everybody, and then 100 kilometers decided by half a bike length for Samuel Watson. Incredible
half a wheel
stage.
length, actually, it was. That was, yeah.
Half a bike.
Half a bike, okay. Okay, sorry, half a bike. Yeah, that 75th Tour of Austria had it all. It had it all.
And a nice picture by Team Austria all together. And that is a symbol of how they rode. They were always sticking together. Everybody going all in from the start to the finish for their leader. They had one goal and they managed to secure the overall GC.
Yeah, with the Directeur Sportif Tom Binder, as he had an enormous task to try to formate that national team squad.
Yeah, but he could unify these individual riders into the national team, and he did an incredible job of organizing and doing the tactic mission of winning the 75th edition of the Lidl Tour of Austria.
It is GC. Riga Mühlberger, Kevin van Merke, Bauke Mollema on his last season as a pro. Carlos Rodriguez, Paul Tobel, Andrew August, James Shaw, Thoralf Martinsen, Xavier Pickering, Asbjørn Hellemus. No
Three
change.
riders of the J. Carl Lula squad in the top 10. They probably wanted to be further up the ranking. There's 3 riders in the top 10 is a great result, but as a World Tour team, you want to come out on top.
And Thoralf as the one and only from the Conti team in the top 10. Net Company Ineos.
Sightseeing tour through Vienna after today's stage.
They're on their way to Schönbrunn, probably enjoying the history there.
No time for them when they came through with 6.5 kilometers to go. On this intermediate sprint, they were already focused on the finale and took home the victory today.
Everything is moving towards the main stage, towards the Tour of Austria
Ceremony.
Club. Celebrating the winners. Then again in the replay, that fantastic sprint finish in front of thousands of people. And that is for sure the result of an incredible organization of the Lidl Tour of Austria, and for sure also the incredible performance by the Austrian riders here. Ending that everything at the prestigious ring road in front of the Cast Theatre. You want to add something, Costi?
I'm still flashed by the sprint. The Battle Royale final sprint showdown in Vienna. We had an amazing Tour of Austria going from the highest point of Austria, that is the Großglockner, all the way to Vienna. Mountain stages, hilly stages, and today a flatter stage to finish it off for the sprinters. Incredible Tour of Austria.
And we have the winner right now in front of the microphone, Samuel Watson.
Okay, let's go.
Congratulations, you won the last stage. Everything went as planned.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it was tricky because we had only 4 guys. But yeah, they did such a good job. I had an easy ride until I sprinted.
So you're leaving this Lidl Tour of Austria with 1 stage win, and the overall you're the best team.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, it's been a tricky year for me, and I worked a lot towards the tour, let's say. And yeah, I didn't go, so I wanted to put all that work to use. And yeah, the start of the race, I really wanted at least a stage victory. So yeah, I'm super happy to pull that off.
All the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
As predicted, he said it in the morning, it is that stage designed for me. But saying he had an easy ride until then is a bit of an understatement, probably, because all of them in the peloton had to work real hard to reach that point and to complete that 109K in 2 hours and 13 minutes. You said 2 hours and 15, so you were quite close there. Checking the UCI points and the gap here. So Sam Watson from Netcompany Ineos took home that stage win, that last stage win of the Tour of Austria. And also he said, we were just 4 up front, but they did an amazing job. They worked real hard and they put everything in to use. So at the end, everything worked out well for them.
And a well-deserved victory for Team Ineos Netcompany.
Well deserved. Let's just do a little recap there of that tour. We had everything in it. First stage with the hilly roads of Southern Styria, with 2,700 meters of elevation gain, 188k, with again a breakaway. Then the Queen stage up to Großglockner. Also battle up to crown, and Gregor Mühlberger took home the crown as the Glockner King. Since 2015 he was the next Austrian to take that one home. 2014 it was his turn to being crowned as the youngest Glockner King. 2015 it was Felix Großschartner. Then third stage from Bad Kleinkirchheim all the way to St. Johann Alpendorf with a victory of Nielsen Paulus after 5 months, back again on the podium, back in old strength, and also with an incredible finish. Then Steyr to Steyr. There we had the Copplestone sprint finish, and again here another sprint finish with a lucky Brit as a winner. So to sum that everything up, dear Fabi, we had it all.
Yeah, we definitely had it all. It was an amazing Tour of Austria. We had stages for every type of rider, and today last chance for the sprinters and the fast men to finish it off. So incredible.
Incredible. They're getting prepared for...
Yeah, they won the best team award. Team Ineos, Netcompany and Team UAE. Probably a little disappointed.
You can see it in his face. He is a bit disappointed. But to say so, they did also a good job at the last 3 stages, especially at the third stage with Igor Arrieta in second place after a lead out there up to St. Johann Alpendorf against Nielsen Paulus, and yesterday with Jan Christensen. And we have Gregor Mühlberger in front of the mic, the GC, the overall winner, the Austrian in red.
Congratulations to the overall win, the first Austrian winner of the Lidl Tour of Austria since 2013. What is in your head right now?
I'm overwhelmed, super happy, incredibly proud of the team, of the work we did the whole week or the 5 days. Yeah, and now it's time to enjoy. I hope for a good night out today in Vienna, and then we see for the upcoming days how I will recover, and then we have some plans to do.
Give us a short recap of your week, please.
We'll be pretty relaxed, I guess. So tomorrow I will be at home and at my family's home, and we'll go to my grandparents maybe, or to my grandmother. Yeah, and then we will see. I mean, I can't believe it right now. I will take it pretty easy actually, and then we will see. Just 1 week, a bit of bike riding and a lot of barbecues if the weather is good, and yeah, just enjoy before the real start of training. The real training starts again for the Vuelta.
Gregor Mühlberger, was ist gerade los mit den Emotionen? Wie sehr freut man sich darüber, jetzt diesen Sieg der Tour nach Hause gefahren zu haben?
Ich freue mich riesig. Hab nur wenig Worte dafür. Ich bin einfach unglaublich stolz. Stolz aufs Team, auf unseren Staff. Die haben die Woche einen unheimlich guten Job gemacht. Ich glaube, wir haben die ganzen 5 Tage keinen einzigen Defekt gehabt. Also Shoutout an unsere Mechaniker und unsere Sonneure. An Tom Binder und Roland Pilz, die sportlichen Leiter, und ja, und meine Jungs, die haben faszinierende Arbeit gemacht. Also nach Tag 1 das Führungstrikot gehabt, das war natürlich ein gewisser Druck, und es war unser erstes Rennen gemeinsam, und so abzuliefern macht mich unheimlich stolz.
Nebenbei noch den Glocknerkönig mitgenommen zum 2. Mal.
Ja, sehr schön. Also gefreut mich natürlich auch irrsinnig. War der entscheidende Tag dann fürs Gesamtklassement.
Wo und wie wird dann heute gefeiert?
Ich glaube, wir gehen in Wien aus. Ich habe da sehr gute Erinnerungen an Wien, habe meinen Polterer da gehabt, und ja, ich glaube, das könnte man heute toppen.
Alles Gute.
Danke.
Yeah, we stick with the English one. Here again, the GC classifications. Gregor Mühlberger,
Thanking everybody,
especially his staff.
And mechanics, and you don't hear that very often, so very sympathetic rider, Gregor Mühlberger, thanking his team over and over again, the whole staff, and just a happy Gregor at the end of this year's Tour of Austria. So he will celebrate his victory, that's what he said in German, and probably go through the clubs in Vienna and you will find him somewhere there.
And we enjoy the highlights of today's last stage from Langenlois to Vienna. We had it all. We had breakaways, we had wind, we had tough fightings, we had sprint classifications, we had mountain classifications through picturesque landscapes, little villages, all the way from the vineyards towards the urban life, towards the capital of Austria, towards Vienna, into the first district, into that governmental district with the parliament, with the city council. Tons of fans are enjoying, or they were enjoying, that Tour of Austria. Einbruch. That KOM deciding one also. And here we have Philipp Lepka again doing incredible stuff. Here it is, the 500 classification, 75th classification. And now 300 meters ahead of the finish area. That sprint started, that pull started, that battle between Lidl Track EF Education And then Net Company Aeneas throwing up his arms wide in the air and did so as he said in the morning, I take that thing home with me. And he did it. He made it. He crowned then with that stage win his team to be the best team of the Tour of Austria. And we have the next interview sticking to the director, Thomas Pupp.
Thomas, give us a short recap of the 75 Lidl Tour of Austria, please.
It's still amazing. Look at my hairs, they are still vibrating. All the 5 days, what a big show. We are so very much excited, but I think due to the energy everybody has invested in the last month, so more or less our group has deserved it. That on a wave of really big excitement, we were riding through Austria. So all the stages, what an amazing crowd, and now this finish in Vienna, unbelievable. I'm with Österreich-Rundfahrt Tour of Austria now for nearly, I would say 20 years, but really I've never had such an experience. So many people on the Ringstraße, great. We are just happy, and fortunately happy that in the 75th edition, after many years, again we had an Austrian rider winning the GC.
That's what I wanted to say. It's like the cherry on top. 2 stage wins by an Austrian and also the overall.
Yeah, of course, more than the cherry on top. So it's a big cake, I would say, with a lot of cherries, but of course the biggest one that Gregor Mühlberger has won the 75th edition of Tour of Austria. Yeah, thank you.
I would say a cherry tree on top of an enormous cake dedicated to the squad of the Austrian national team. And if he would be still alive, Emperor Franz Josef, he would be happy too, for seeing Gregor Mühlberger winning the 75th Tour of Austria next to his theater.
Yeah, for sure.
Bobby's still speechless.
Still speechless. Just saluting Gregor Mühlberger.
Knowing that he was your rival while racing.
When we were 10, 12 years old, and I was also at the sports army with Gregor. He was always such a nice and humble guy, and I think you could hear it in his interviews. So a very well-deserved winner of the Tour of Austria.
We have also Bauke Mollema in front of the mic.
Bauke, it's your last season this year and you can end 75th Lidl Tour of Austria on the 3rd place in the GC. How are you feeling right now?
No, I'm really happy with the result. I mean, it's already more than 5 years ago that I finished on a podium in a GC of a stage race. So yeah, it was a hard week for me. I mean, almost 40 years old, so it's not easy against all those young guys. And yeah, I'm really happy with the form. Happy, especially with my performance the first 2 days. I think that's where I secured the podium. And the last few days, I mean, it was not easy to hold it. I mean, a lot of attacks, a lot of guys, strong guys who were also trying to pass me in the classement. But I'm happy I made it.
You also had one stage win with the team yesterday, so it went very well for you guys.
Yeah, I think so. I think we had a really good week with the team. Podium GC, stage win, a lot of top 10s also today. So yeah, it's nice to show the Lidl track jersey here in the Lidl Tour of Austria.
Now you will celebrate in Vienna?
Well, I go already home tonight, so it will be a short celebration here. But yeah, the next 2 weeks I will take a small break. I'll really try to focus on this month to be in form, and yeah, I'm happy to reward myself with a nice result this week. But now I will take it easy and have a small holiday.
Nearly 40 years of age, Bauke Mollema, humble guy with some amazing wins in his Vita, stage wins at Tour de France and so on, and being third in the GC at the Lidl Tour of Austria for Lidl track, also is a bit of a reward for himself. So Bauke Mollema ending his career after that season and stepping into pro cyclist retirement. I wonder how that will work out for him. Probably we see him in cyclocross then.
Or in director sportif,
yeah. With his knowledge.
Yeah, he has got tons of experience, and he is probably a rider that can hand down experience and mentor younger riders. For sure, I think that's also his job, doing races like the Tour of Austria to mentor younger riders. And also a very sympathetic athlete. All smiles for him, securing the third spot on the podium and onto a well-deserved holiday.
And now we can enjoy the celebration, the prize-giving ceremony at the main stage. Ah, what a moment for all of those athletes.
Herzlich willkommen zur Sieger- und Trikotübergabe der 5. Etappe von Langenlois nach
Here we have
Etappe 5.
Thomas Roecker hyping up the crowd here. And 75th Lidl Tour of Austria. In the handover of the jerseys, and we can enjoy that prize-giving ceremony right now.
Stage winner first.
Fifth stage. Team Net Company Ineos. Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for Mr. Sam Watson.
Sam Watson, winner of the 5th stage after an incredible sprint finish against Vincenzo Albanese, against Patrick Conrad and Hector Alvarez.
Lidl Tour of Austria, limitierte Auflage vom Cartoonist, Illustrator und Radaffizionator Günter Bengmeier werden überreicht von the prize for a bottle of sparkling wine and a piece of artwork, limited edition on the history of Tour of Austria. Handed over by head of the organizing committee of Cardiff.
We got a bottle of sparkling wine there for the winner. I wonder if that one makes it home safe.
Probably not. He won't be able to take it on the plane. He has to empty it before he gets on.
Yeah, that is a small reward for them, and also allowed for the pro cyclist to have a little sip of wine. And we are now at the GC. And the overall winner.
Overall winner of the GC of the 75th Lidl Tour of Austria 2026.
Look at that crowd.
Presented by Lidl and Oder.
Für das österreichische Nationalteam.
Wie euer Riesenapplaus für Gregor Mühlberger.
And here we have him. Gregor Mühlberger, as he is called, Müpsi and Grexy and Mühli. He got tons of nicknames.
We used to call him Müpsi.
Müpsi. Gregor Müpsi Mühlberger. GC.
The Reds overall winners jersey in the GC of the Lidl Tour of Austria 2026 is
The Austrian national flag. Oh, what a picture. What a picture. It is the cherry tree on top of the cake. And here we have it. silent moment of celebration for us right now here. 32 years old. His mission was to win the Lidl Tour of Austria, his home stage race, and he did so. 2 stage wins. And then that red jersey at the end of that tour in Vienna.
Now handed the trophy.
The Tour of Austria trophy, sponsored by Snowspace Salzburg Bergbahnen AG, the city and the tourism board of St. Johann Salzburg, is handed over by
Eventkoordinator bei Snowspace Salzburg Bergbahnen AG.
Still speechless.
Aus dem Salzburger Land.
Events coordinator, Snowspace Salzburg Bergbahnen and driving force in cycling Austria Salzburger Land.
What an ending of an incredible tour. Peter Stankovic is handing
Really
over
proud father of Gregor Mühlberger.
a trophy.
Und die gehört jetzt ihm und das heißt noch was viel.
Goosebumps, Fabi, goosebumps. Even with me. Now, I think we are both a bit speechless right now to witness that incredible victory of Gregor Mühlberger at that 75th Tour of Austria.
Now we see the top 3.
Yeah, the top 3 overall. GC in 3rd place.
Welcome, Mollema.
Aus den Niederlanden, representing the Netherlands.
Bauke Mollema. Last season as a pro, ending with a podium in the GC.
Tour of Austria 2026.
Lidl Tour of Austria 2026,
Second place from UAE Team Emirates.
XRT aus den USA, representing the United States of America.
Wir werden laut für
It is Kevin van Merke in second place there.
In UAE Emirates XRG. We will see him again for another jersey handover.
And it is another pleasure for us to see him one more time on the stage. See him one more time on the top spot of the podium. Winner and overall. From the Austrian national team, Gregor Mühlberger. One more time, it is amazing. It is incredible. What a show. You're not able to write something like that beforehand.
Oh, for sure not. We made a miracle happen. He showed that he's in great form. And we can be really curious and look forward to the Vuelta and see him racing there.
Ah, yeah,
again.
There's a little switch in the podium.
I told you.
Oh, they just let them. No, look at the height of those three.
Yeah, but
it is
usually
right.
the third position should be on the right side.
Then they build it on the wrong side. Then it makes any difference in the GC.
No.
We hear now the national anthem of Austria.
And now the national anthem of Austria will be played. Amazing. He is near the tears. Emotional podium for him. Emotional moment for Gregor Mühlberger on top of the podium in front of home crowd.
He usually works for other riders, so for him to step on top of the podium again is something that he hasn't experienced in recent times, so well deserved, and that's why he is quite emotional right now.
It is quite emotional, and also here are the bottles are handed over again. For the athletes. Sure, also a present straight out of the Lidl store around the corner for Gregor Mühlberger. Yeah, it is amazing to have such a strong partner again in that Tour of Austria, bringing that tour into, as we wanted to call into a major tour, because having 7 World Tour teams in fact competing with riders with such a strong background, such a strong vita, also knowing that parallel it is the Tour de France here to Austria is the best sign for Director Thomas Bupp and all of those helping hands in it. That the Tour of Austria is on the right way and is counting to the best races, stage races around the globe, I would say. And now we will see popping out the champagne after 888k and 11,000 plus meters of elevation gain. And there it is.
Only second fastest to open the bottles.
He
was the fastest in the GC, and now
second fastest
getting handed the bottle of champagne by his former team boss. He was also a rider for KTM Team Tirol. Thomas Bupp, the organizer, the main head of this year's Tour of Austria. And also Dominik Rinkhoff and Christoph Resler from Team BSA, all of the Austrian teams organizing one stage. So it is a group organization of the local teams that got together to revitalize the Tour of Austria and also now get to hand out trophies, which is a very nice sign of the familiarity of this race.
Yeah, without having those strong national teams here to bring that tour onto the next step wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, and I expected him to bring everybody from the team up in. That is the best sign.
There's another champagne bottle here by Pauli Wemniak.
He wants everybody to be part of the party. Yeah. And you can see it in the vibe of the guys that they had an awesome week and all of them did incredible jobs, and he wants everybody to hold the trophy because it is not an individual race. He needed the team and they did their job perfectly fine.
They did their job perfectly fine, as you said it, and he always thanked his team. And each and every interview he said, without my boys, I will be not there where I am right now.
Ali Hofer, Paul Webniak, Rainer Kreppinger, Alex Hayek, Sebastian Putz and Gregor Mühlberger. The all strong Austrian national team. What a nice gesture from Gregor Mühlberger.
ist das schön. Da sieht man den Zusammenhalt. Und somit kommen wir zum grünen Trikot.
Green jersey coming up next. Points classification.
Etappe und somit Träger des grünen Trikots, präsentiert von
34 points.
4 points shy.
Gap from Gregor Mühlberger and Andrea Baccioli on the third spot. But here is our green jersey winner.
UAE Emirates XRT.
Aus den USA,
We can hear it.
the United States of America.
Please give it up for Kevin
Vermerka!
It is. Here it is. Kevin Vermerka. He's not looking that happy.
Yeah, he probably expected more, but he won't travel home empty-handed. He got the green jersey. Competition was strong, it was fierce competition. And
Bottle of sparkling wine of wine, and you are handed over by
Vertriebsleiterin, Head of Sales of Porsche Donaustadt, Frau Julia Schweiger.
Origine. I don't know if he's popping that bottle too here. What do you think? Okay, I guess so, he will.
Congrats, one more time, und das ist unser Applaus. Thank you very much, und somit kommen wir
or not, I think he's sparkling wine again. He won't pop the bottle.
If it's sparkling, it probably will pop.
But he'd rather.
That's what you're saying. Okay, I got it.
mountain classification winner of the Lidl Tour of Austria 2026 in Bering.
And we're with that King of the Mountain classification, and that one is going to an incredible strong athlete. He is representing Poland, but he is starting for the Czech team ATT Investments. Piotr Bekala. What a name. We are so damn impressed by Piotr Bekala, what he did on that Tour of Austria.
Absolutely marvelous job by the young guy from Poland. Incredible and well deserved. He fought every day for this jersey, and you can hear chants shouting his name.
That mountain red and white jersey.
Congratulations. Und da wollen wir noch einmal richtig laut werden. Für den Sieger in der Bergwertung,
Piotr Bekala, King of the Mountains. Yeah, impressive. And he's up for a huge
Up to
future.
something bigger, yeah, for sure.
And now we have the youth classification. Black and white jersey. The black jersey, actually, going to Net Company. Ineos going to Andrew August.
Aus den USA representing the United States of America.
Please give it up for AJ
August!
It is. Representing the United States of America.
The black jersey and one magnum bottle of sparkling wine.
He was also
Andrew August.
Also left out from the tour by his team, but a pretty big company in his team, Ineos Net Company, and taking home the black jersey. August, young rider.
Very famous triathlete Dieter Autengruber, and also brand ambassador of Dan Küchen, up on the podium with Andrew August. Another picture with AJ August. Andrew August, also he is always to find in the peloton. And the next jersey will be the Austrian, best Austrian jersey.
This year's Lidl Tour of Austria, and wearing the orange jersey presented by Gebrüder Weiß.
Für das österreichische Nationalteam.
Wir werden noch einmal laut für Gregor Mühlberger.
Yeah, the best Austrian for sure is Gregor Mühlberger. Winning the GC means, for being an Austrian, being the
Get
best
to wear
Austrian.
2 jerseys. It was worn by Philipp Hofbauer for the entire tour, but of course, jersey also belongs to Gregor Mühlberger.
Business Development Manager von Gebrüder
And
Weiß.
also another bottle of sparkling wine. So they got now tons of bottles at home. And a truck.
Yeah. Really nice toy with the remote control. I got to drive one. Quite jealous right now.
On the truck or on the bottle of wine?
More on the truck.
Yeah, what a celebration down in Vienna. And right now,
competitive rider.
Der speziellen Startnummer unseres Medienpartners RMA Regional Medien Austria.
The most active rider of today's 5th stage, honored with the yellow jersey powered by our regional Medien Austria partner.
Für das Team Vorarlberg.
Kommt aus Österreich, representing Austria.
Wir werden laut für Philipp
Hofbauer.
Eine Markenflasche Prosecco von Wein & Co. und die Medienstartnummer.
Yeah, Philipp Hofbauer being in the breakaway today for a couple of moments. I would like to say he was long in the breakaway until 26k before the finish area, and did there an incredible lead out, an incredible work for that 5-man strong breakaway. So that is well deserved. That red bib is well deserved, and the jersey for sure for Philipp Hofbauer here on that last stage.
Yeah, for sure. He took on all of the KOM points and all of the sprints today, and deserved to be awarded with the most competitive rider of today.
Philipp Hofbauer, Team Vorarlberg. Now we got, and we have that bonus classification, the 75th bonus classification, as I said before, in memory of the late Wolfgang Steinmeier, who unfortunately passed away in the 19th of May. They created an unique bonus classification, and that one is going to Belgium, to Alpecin Premier Tech, to Witte Moisen. With a huge mountain climber sausage, as you want to really translate it like that. It is a pepperoni
and a coffee machine.
And a coffee machine for the team bus.
With plenty of supplies.
And the 500 euros. Witzemäusen from Alpecin Premier Tech.
Applaus für Witzemäuse!
That is a huge sausage. There he can make a lot of pizza with it.
Yeah, plenty of protein for the next training rides.
Witzemäusen, ladies and gentlemen.
Should fit in the back pocket of the jersey.
Und somit kommen wir zum
Type one.
aktivsten Fahrer. Der aktivste Fahrer der 75.
Coming up,
Lidl Tour of
most
Austria
active rider of the whole
The
tour.
winner of the most active rider classification of the 75th Lidl Tour of Austria.
The whole tour.
Team rad-net.
Für
Yeah, that is for
Deutschland
sure.
representing Germany.
rad-net. Mauro Brenner.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Absolutely
is a thing
deserved.
to 100% sure and clear.
I think he spent 85% of the tour in the breakaway. So, who, if not Mauro Brenner, should win the jersey?
Und eine Magnumflasche mit Sekko von Wein und werden überreicht von
The yellow jersey, one magnum bottle of sparkling wine of wine and zero. Handed over by
Geschäftsführer von Ducati, the CEO of
rad-net. Mauro Brenner.
Yeah,
That
an
is
incredible tour of Austria for rad-net. Jermaine Semke doing 2 top 10 results. Mauro Brenner being super active in all of the breakaways, except for a short break in stage 3.
incredible,
Congratulations.
incredible tour and well deserved to be crowned as the most active rider.
mega coole Tour of Austria von ihm. Und somit kommen wir
And that is
beste Team. Das beste Team, meine Damen und Herren, der Lidl Tour of Austria
Probably
2026.
still have the best team coming up onto the stage of the 75th Lidl Tour of Austria. Neck Company Ineos.
Only separated by 25 seconds to Team J. Lula and 4 minutes 37 to Team UAE, Team Emirates XG. There are only 4 riders that made it to the finish. Started with 5 riders.
Those are the 4 riders. Best team of the 75th Lidl Tour of Austria. They're waiting.
one magnum bottle of sparkling
We
wine
have
of wine and
Thomas
zero
Poop
quality
handing
capsules, as
over
well as 5 bottles of wine, green
the
Lidl
sparkling
Tour
water.
winery capsule for each rider, a
Dominic
handover
Winkhoff.
by the Tour of Austria partners.
Bottle of wine. Christoph Resel.
Prokurist, General Manager Tour of Austria, Daniel Repitz.
OK-chef der Tour of Austria, Head of the Organization Committee, Rupert Hüttelmoser.
Gesellschafter der Tour of
Rupert
Austria,
Hüttelmoser.
vom BSA KTM Graz.
And the team manager of BSA KTM Graz team here with the red polo, then Dominic Rinkoff. And over Hüttelmoser, Thomas Poop, and all those helping hands and incredible organization of the 75th Lidl Tour of Austria. And here it is, popping that sparkling wine.
Giving his teammates a shower.
There's a bit in it left. And yeah, for us, it is done. 5 stages of an incredible Tour of Austria, 75th edition. 5 stages of incredible performances, and then we're having a lucky winner at the end, Gregor Mühlberger, taking home that red jersey. I say thank you very much, Fabian. I say also thank you very much towards Amelie, who made a 10th yesterday at her race, and thank you for all you guys tuning in. It was amazing, hopefully to hear and see you next year again, and we hop into the highlights and we say goodbye.
Thank you very much for having me, and goodbye. Thank you, Lukas. See you next time.
Vielen Dank und
Over and out.
zu uns auf die Bühne, bitte.